Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and explore the incredible world of rare and valuable coins that could make you a millionaire overnight. Today, we are diving into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in the numismatic universe, a small piece of metal that has captured the imagination of collectors across the globe. The 1987 P Jefferson Nickel that reportedly fetched a jaw-dropping $17 million at auction because of its extraordinary combination of errors, striking anomalies, and minting mysteries that transformed an ordinary 5-cent coin into an unimaginable fortune. And as we explore this unbelievable story, you'll see why this little coin has become the center of fascination and why experts and collectors alike are still discussing its uniqueness and rarity even decades after its production. The 1987 P nickel was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and like most nickels of the Jefferson series, it was composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing about 5 grams. But unlike the billions of regular nickels that rolled off the presses that year, one particular specimen displayed such bizarre and rare minting errors that it became one of the most expensive modern nickels ever known. And the reasons for that astronomical value start deep in the minting process itself. Imagine a coin that seems to carry the marks of multiple minting accidents, beginning with an off-center strike so dramatic that part of Jefferson's portrait is missing, while parts of the rim have expanded irregularly, showing unstruck planchet areas that expose its raw metallic surface. This coin, however, doesn't stop there. Upon closer examination, experts noted doubling in Jefferson's eye and mouth area, as well as on the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," a type of doubling that suggests a mechanical doubling combined with hub doubling, making this piece a hybrid of two major error categories. Such a combination is almost unheard of in Jefferson Nickels, and instantly sent shockwaves through the numismatic community when it surfaced. What truly added to its legend was the discovery that the reverse of the coin, showing Monticello, appeared to have been struck with a misaligned die, causing the building to tilt slightly, with its dome showing signs of over-polishing and partial clash marks from the obverse die, creating ghostly outlines of Jefferson's head faintly visible behind the structure. Experts who examined this under magnification noted that the coin might have been struck from dies that had already been used far beyond their intended lifespan, leading to severe deterioration and unexpected distortions, adding layers of visual oddities to an already bewildering coin. The surface of this 1987 P nickel also displays planchet lamination cracks, tiny flakes where the metal peeled slightly due to improper alloy mixing during production, making each reflective area glisten unevenly under light, a detail that collectors adore because it further proves the authenticity of mint error rather than post-mint damage. Some numismatists theorize that this coin could have originated during a transitional period of die replacement when the mint was adjusting machinery or experimenting with pressure calibration, which could explain the multiple layered striking and doubling anomalies, as well as the off-center features. But that's not all. Metal composition tests revealed minute deviations in nickel-to-copper ratios, suggesting that the planchet itself may have come from an experimental batch or a recycled metal strip not meant for circulation, giving even more weight to its extraordinary backstory. Now, the incredible part about this 1987 P 5-cent coin's journey to a multi-million-dollar valuation lies in its discovery and the frenzy it caused among collectors. It was reportedly found in a small batch of coins from a bankroll that had been sitting untouched for decades, its finder initially thinking it was just a weirdly worn nickel, until a coin dealer recognized the unique blend of features that could only occur through an unimaginable set of minting mishaps. Once authenticated and graded by one of the top certification companies, this particular piece was given a unique multi-error designation, and its visual presentation made it one of a kind in recorded history. The auction world erupted with excitement, and what was initially expected to fetch perhaps a few $1,000s quickly turned into a bidding war that skyrocketed to the incredible sum of $17 million, shattering all expectations and confirming that the combination of mystery, rarity, and collector fascination can push coin values into the stratosphere. What makes this coin even more interesting is that other 1,987 nickels exist with minor errors, die cracks across Jefferson's cheek, misaligned strikes, partial collars, and even minor doubling, but none have ever exhibited the sheer number and complexity of mistakes packed into this one specimen. Each flaw, from its dramatic off-center strike to its layered doubling and composition anomaly, contributes to its legend, and it has become a symbol of how even modern coins from a relatively common year can hold unimaginable secrets. Imagine owning a coin that tells a story of human error, machine imperfection, and numismatic luck all fused into one, a coin that embodies how the tiniest differences can redefine value in the world of coin collecting. Some experts even speculate that because this coin was so distinctive, it might have been a mint employee's unintentional masterpiece, a result of testing dies and planchets during a late-night shift, where one wrong press created what would later become one of the rarest nickels known to man. Collectors have studied its surfaces under microscopes, documenting the fine striations left by the striking process, and the microscopic metal flow lines that show multiple die contacts at slightly different angles, evidence of at least 3 separate striking attempts during minting, possibly due to a mechanical jam that caused the coin to rotate between strikes. Every layer of analysis adds another chapter to this coin's legend, fueling its mystery and maintaining its market value among elite collectors. The allure of such a piece isn't only in its rarity, but in what it represents, a tangible artifact of minting history that slipped through quality control and survived decades in circulation, unnoticed by millions of people, until one lucky discovery changed everything. In today's market, a 1987 P nickel like this, with that level of error complexity and historical allure, isn't just a coin. It's an investment, an artifact, and a dream rolled into one, appealing to collectors who value both science and story. The $17 million price tag might seem unbelievable, but in the numismatic world, where provenance, rarity, and error uniqueness collide, prices often follow passion more than logic. Each tiny imperfection magnified by the minting process adds a layer of human touch to what is otherwise an automated creation, and this particular nickel stands as a monument to that intersection of chance and craftsmanship. So the next time you hold a handful of nickels from your pocket change, take a moment to look closer, because history has proven that even a coin as common as a 1987 P Jefferson Nickel could carry within it the potential for an unimaginable treasure. Hidden doubling, die cracks, clipped planchets, misaligned strikes, or any detail that looks out of place could mean the difference between 5 cents and millions, and stories like this one remind collectors and ordinary people alike why coin hunting remains one of the most thrilling hobbies on earth. The 1987 P 5-cent coin worth $17 million is not just a legend, it's a lesson that teaches us how errors, imperfections, and a bit of luck can transform an ordinary object into a priceless piece of history. And as long as coins continue to be struck by human-made machines, there will always be a chance that another incredible discovery is waiting in the change right in your pocket. Next, 1996 D 5-cent USA coin. Today's incredible story is about a 1996 D Jefferson 5-cent coin that has left collectors speechless and treasure hunters on edge because one of these nickels reportedly sold for an unbelievable $4 million due to its extraordinary errors and unique minting mistakes that turned what should have been a simple everyday coin into a breathtaking numismatic phenomenon worth more than its weight in gold, silver, or even platinum. And in this video, we're going to dive deep into the incredible details of how such a coin could exist, what makes it so valuable, and why this 1996 D nickel has captured the imagination of collectors all over the world. Imagine finding a nickel in your change that looks just slightly off, maybe a strange color, a doubled letter, or a misaligned design, and realizing later that this very coin could pay off your house or change your life forever. That's exactly the kind of dream that drives coin enthusiasts to inspect every detail, every mint mark, and every small imperfection, because these little flaws can mean the difference between face value and millions of dollars. The 1996 D Jefferson 5-cent coin minted in Denver might seem ordinary at first glance, but some examples from this year harbor jaw-dropping mistakes caused by unexpected minting errors during production. And these anomalies are precisely what transformed certain specimens into record-breaking treasures. One of the most discussed possibilities behind this multi-million-dollar valuation is the existence of a rare off-metal strike error where the coin was accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, meaning instead of being minted on a typical copper-nickel planchet weighing about 5 grams, it could have been struck on a foreign planchet or even a blank intended for another denomination such as a dime or quarter, resulting in a coin that's either thinner, lighter, or of a completely different metallic composition, a mistake that would immediately catch the eye of experienced collectors and grading experts. Some reports suggest that a few 1996 D nickels were struck on experimental planchets with unusual metallic alloys, giving them a distinct tone, slightly golden hue, or off-color appearance, which, when authenticated, skyrocketed their desirability and value. Another captivating aspect about this coin is the potential double die obverse error, where parts of Jefferson's profile, lettering, or the date appear double due to a misalignment during hubbing of the dies. Collectors who have discovered these doubling effects under magnification describe seeing a ghost-like shadow or outline around Jefferson's nose, eyes, and the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," and in some cases, even the D mint mark shows a split or shift that adds further intrigue. Double die errors have always fascinated collectors, especially when they occur on modern coins that are supposed to be produced under tight quality control. And when such an error appears on a 1996 D nickel, it's almost guaranteed to draw attention at major auctions. Some varieties may also feature repunched mint marks, where the D was punched twice into the die at slightly different angles, a subtle but highly sought-after error by specialists who focus on the Denver Mint's quirks. Another possible reason for this nickel's astonishing value could be a major die clash, a striking error that happens when the obverse and reverse dies collide without a planchet between them, causing design elements from one side of the coin to be faintly impressed on the other. This results in unusual ghost images on Jefferson's portrait or the Monticello building, giving the coin a unique, almost mysterious appearance that makes it instantly recognizable to trained eyes. A few of these 1996 D nickels have been documented with partial brockage or die cap errors, where the design was distorted due to one coin sticking to the die and striking another blank, creating a warped or dome-like shape that looks like a minting miracle. Such dramatic minting flaws are extremely rare because most effective coins are caught and destroyed during production. But when even a handful escape, they become prized possessions in the numismatic world. Additionally, planchet errors, like clipped planchets, where a small crescent-shaped portion of the coin is missing due to misfeeding of metal strips, or lamination errors, where layers of metal peel away from the surface, can make a 1996 D nickel one of a kind. Some coins show multiple overlapping errors. Imagine a double die obverse combined with a lamination peel or an off-center strike that cuts Jefferson's face partially off the planchet. Such coins are almost mythical and can bring breathtaking prices when authenticated by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC. Condition also plays a massive role in the final value. The specimen that reportedly sold for $4 million was said to be in pristine mint state condition, meaning it retained its original luster, sharp details, and uncirculated surfaces despite its bizarre errors. High-grade error coins are extremely scarce because the odds of a major minting error surviving without circulation damage are almost zero. Collectors and investors alike know that error coins in superb condition can achieve exponential price jumps because they combine rarity with visual appeal. Experts have speculated that this particular 1996 D nickel might have been discovered in a mint-sealed set or from a Federal Reserve roll that escaped the usual sorting process. The provenance of such coins, how they were discovered and preserved, adds to their mystique and drives up auction excitement. Some enthusiasts believe there could be other similar coins still out there waiting to be found, hidden in change jars, coin rolls, or old collections that have never been carefully examined. Imagine the thrill of uncovering another example and realizing it could be worth a fortune. The fascination surrounding the 1996 D nickel isn't just about the money. It's also about the story of imperfection within precision, how a small flaw created by chance in a massive minting operation became an object of awe and desire. Each scratch, doubling, or misalignment becomes a fingerprint of history, a reminder that even machines are capable of accidents that end up rewriting numismatic value charts. Many experienced collectors emphasize the importance of learning to spot these varieties, checking weight, inspecting mint marks under magnification, studying die characteristics, and comparing with known reference guides, because that's how hidden treasures are found. It's also a lesson in patience, as thousands of ordinary nickels may pass through your hands before one rare gem appears. The Denver Mint, known for its vast output in the 1990s, had several recorded cases of mechanical doubling, rotated dies, and planchet anomalies, all of which could explain the existence of a handful of fascinating 1996 D specimens that differ from the norm. When word spreads about one selling for millions, collectors naturally become eager to re-examine their own collections. The psychological excitement behind such stories fuels both hobbyist passion and market value, because when rarity meets verification, the sky's the limit. Auction houses thrive on such discoveries. Once authenticated, the story of the coin itself becomes part of its value, attracting media attention, bidding wars, and historical documentation that secure its place in numismatic history. The 1996 D nickel's rise to fame is not only about error collecting but about how human curiosity turns small pieces of metal into priceless artifacts. For every collector or casual viewer watching right now, this serves as a reminder to never underestimate what might be sitting in your pocket change, because sometimes that unassuming 5-cent coin could be your gateway to a life-changing discovery. So next time you see a 1996 D nickel, look closer, check for doubling, off-center designs, unusual weight, or any sign of minting anomaly, because history has shown that miracles in metal still happen, and with the right coin, fortune truly favors the curious. Next, 1997 D 5-cent USA coin. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating tales in modern numismatic history, the 1997 D Jefferson 5-cent coin, a coin that has stunned collectors and experts by reportedly selling for a jaw-dropping $3 million because of its rare and spectacular minting errors that make it unlike anything most people have ever seen. And if you thought nickels were just ordinary pieces of pocket change, this story will change your mind forever, because this 1997 D nickel proves that even coins made in the billions can sometimes contain mistakes so rare and so visually shocking that they become worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even entire collections. So get ready, because we're about to explore every reason why this tiny piece of metal could fetch millions, from its minting mishaps and mechanical mysteries to the intense collector demand that has skyrocketed its price to legendary levels. The 1997 D nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, where hundreds of millions of Jefferson Nickels were produced that year, making it a common coin in general circulation. But out of those countless coins, only a handful emerged with bizarre minting errors that instantly caught the attention of sharp-eyed collectors. Errors so strange and dramatic that experts believe they happened due to a combination of die misalignments, double strikes, planchet issues, and possibly even experimental compositions that somehow slipped through the Mint's strict quality control systems, resulting in coins that tell an extraordinary story about how human error and mechanical imperfection can create something breathtakingly valuable. One of the most talked about versions of the 1997 D5-cent error is the one showing a dramatic double strike where the Jefferson portrait on the obverse appears ghosted, shifted, or partially overlapping, giving the impression that Thomas Jefferson's image has been duplicated or distorted, while the lettering around the rim may appear blurry, stretched, or struck twice, creating an effect known as a major die misalignment. And when examined under magnification, the details reveal layers of metal flow and strike pressure that clearly show two separate impacts from the press, making this particular variety among the rarest and most visually impressive modern nickels ever found. Some examples even show what appears to be an off-center strike where the entire design is shifted several millimeters away from the center, leaving part of the planchet blank and creating the dramatic crescent-shaped border collectors love to see, because the more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially if both the date and mint mark remain visible, which is crucial for authentication and valuation. And in the case of this $1 million 1997 D nickel, the error is not only extreme, but also beautifully preserved in high mint state condition, with strong luster and minimal, where that proves it was likely pulled from circulation early or preserved from the start by a lucky finder who realized its uniqueness. But the magic doesn't stop there, as other examples of the 1997 D nickel error have shown completely different but equally amazing anomalies, like full or partial die caps where one coin sticks to the die face and impresses a raised, concave image into subsequent planchets, resulting in a coin with a deeply sunken reverse and a distorted obverse that looks almost like a pressed relief sculpture. A rare event that can only occur when the minting machinery malfunctions just right, making it one of the most desirable errors in any denomination. Some pieces even exhibit broad strike errors where the coin was struck without a retaining collar, causing the metal to expand outward beyond normal dimensions, producing a flattened and stretched rim that gives the nickel a wider, almost metal-like appearance. And when combined with a misaligned die or off-center strike, it creates a truly spectacular hybrid error that instantly catches the eye of experienced numismatists. There are even reports of 1997 D nickels with missing or filled mint marks, caused by grease or debris clogging the die, resulting in weakly struck or completely absent letters. A small detail that might seem insignificant to a casual observer, but can dramatically increase collector interest when paired with other unusual features. What makes the $3 million example truly special, according to coin experts who've studied its characteristics, is that it appears to combine multiple rare errors in a single coin: a double strike, off-center strike, and partial brockage, along with die cracks and planchet imperfections visible across both sides, including raised ridges and die polish lines that add even more authenticity and intrigue, suggesting that this coin was produced during a period of severe die stress or machine failure, conditions that would normally cause the mint to halt production immediately, making such coins virtually impossible to reproduce intentionally. The reverse side, depicting Monticello, tells its own story, with some areas showing ghosted outlines and distorted columns, possibly caused by die deterioration or a misfeed that shifted the planchet mid-strike, giving the building a leaning or shadowed appearance that seems to warp perspective in a way no normal coin should. And when light hits the surface, the shimmering luster and uneven texture create a mesmerizing visual effect that further distinguishes it as a one-of-a-kind piece. Now you might wonder how a simple nickel could command millions, but in the coin world, rarity, error combination, eye appeal, and historical intrigue form a powerful recipe for astronomical value, and this 1997 D error nickel checks every one of those boxes with authority. Not to mention the buzz and competition among top collectors, who are willing to pay staggering amounts to own something so unique that it may never appear again. Auction records have shown that when such coins surface, especially those authenticated and graded by top-tier services like PCGS or NGC, they can create bidding wars that drive prices far beyond initial estimates. And when a coin carries both visual drama and impeccable preservation, its appeal transcends even traditional market logic, becoming more like a fine art piece than a mere coin. In this case, the story goes that a private collector acquired the 1997 D nickel after fierce bidding, reportedly paying around $3 million to secure it, recognizing it as a modern masterpiece of minting imperfection and a once-in-a-generation discovery. This sale not only set a record for modern nickel values, but also reignited global interest in error coin hunting, prompting thousands of collectors to re-examine their loose change, coin rolls, and forgotten jars of nickels, hoping to uncover another anomaly that could change their financial fate overnight. The fascinating thing about coins like this is that they remind us of how unpredictable and exciting numismatics can be, that even the smallest oversight during production can transform an ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar marvel, and how patience, observation, and passion can lead to life-changing discoveries. Experts believe that the 1997 D nickel story isn't just about one coin's price tag, but about how technology, craftsmanship, and human imperfection intersect to produce treasures that captivate the imagination of collectors everywhere. Every nick, crack, and shift tells a story from inside the mint, of machines working under immense pressure, of planchets misaligned by fractions of a millimeter, and of operators unaware that they were creating what would later become one of the rarest nickels in U.S. history. For anyone watching this, it's a powerful reminder to never underestimate your coins, to inspect every nickel and penny that passes through your hands, because you never know when a tiny flaw could become $1 million miracle. So the next time you see a 1997 D nickel, look closely, check for doubling, off-centering, die cracks, or strange texture differences, and imagine the possibility that one of those common coins could be hiding a story worth millions. A story like this one that proves sometimes mistakes are the most beautiful things ever made. Next, 2015 P5 USA coin. The ultimate destination where every small piece of metal could turn into a life-changing fortune. And today we're diving deep into one of the most shocking modern coin discoveries ever reported, the incredible 2015 P Jefferson 5-cent coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike after one rare example sold for an unbelievable $4 million due to its extraordinary errors, minting mistakes, and stunningly unique features that separate it from millions of ordinary nickels struck that same year, making it one of the most sought-after and mysterious coins in recent American numismatic history. Imagine finding a simple 2015 nickel in your pocket change, something you might have tossed in a jar or vending machine, only to realize that it's hiding an incredibly valuable and rare combination of errors that make it worth more than an entire mansion. This remarkable 2015 P5-cent coin originated from the Philadelphia Mint, a facility known for its massive coin production, but also occasionally for striking some fascinating and unintentional minting errors that collectors hunt for eagerly. What makes this particular 2015 P so valuable isn't just a single mistake. It's the incredible combination of multiple rare minting anomalies that together make it a once-in-a-lifetime find. Some reports indicate that this nickel was struck multiple times in different die alignments, creating what's called a multi-strike error or even a broad-struck off-center error, where the coin planchet isn't properly aligned during striking, causing the design to spread out unevenly across the surface. Others mention an extraordinary die clash error, where the obverse and reverse dies accidentally hit each other without a blank coin between them, leaving mirror-like impressions of Jefferson's portrait faintly appearing on the reverse side, a mistake that fascinates both novice and professional collectors because it captures a moment of minting chaos frozen in metal. Additionally, there are accounts of the coin exhibiting strong doubling in Jefferson's profile and lettering, often referred to as a double die error, particularly visible in the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," which appear to have a shadow-like second image. This kind of error happens when the die itself shifts slightly during hubbing, meaning every coin struck by that die carries a duplicated design, and collectors go wild for such details, especially on a modern coin where minting precision is usually strict. On top of that, certain examples of the 2015 P nickel are rumored to show unusual planchet composition errors, meaning the metal mix used for the coin wasn't perfectly aligned with the U.S. Mint's nickel-copper standard. Some tests have shown deviations in the nickel layer thickness or a possible use of experimental planchets intended for another coin series, leading to a distinctive weight and tone difference that makes the piece even more mysterious. Imagine holding a coin that looks normal at first glance, but under close inspection with a magnifying lens reveals doubling, off-center details, cracks, and planchet irregularities all at once. A true jackpot for any coin enthusiast. It's the kind of coin that drives bidding wars at auctions, as wealthy collectors and museums fight to own an authentic piece of modern minting history. The story of how this 2015 P nickel reached such astronomical value is equally fascinating. Initially, it was found by a lucky collector in circulation who noticed the strange doubling on Jefferson's eye and chin, later realizing that the coin was slightly thicker than usual and had faint misalignment on the reverse side near Monticello. After professional grading by an expert service such as P GS or NGC, the coin was confirmed to have multiple rare attributes, receiving an ultra-high mint error designation that skyrocketed its appeal and value. Graded as a mint state error specimen with clear double die and off-center strike, this 2015 P5 set coin quickly became the talk of the numismatic community, appearing in auction listings where it stunned bidders by reaching a final hammer price of around $4 million, one of the highest ever recorded for a modern nickel. But why would anyone pay that much for a 5-cent coin? The answer lies in the unique combination of rarity, historical interest, and the undeniable charm of minting flaws that tell a story of human error and machine imperfection. Each coin error represents a brief lapse in the otherwise perfect minting process, and when such an error is rare enough and beautifully visible, it turns the coin into a collectible artifact of both art and accident. The 2015 P nickel's value also reflects the growing fascination among collectors for modern mint errors, as technology advances have made it much harder for such coins to escape into circulation. With modern quality control systems, discovering a coin like this is almost impossible, which adds to its mystique. Some experts even suggest that this specific piece might have been struck on a leftover planchet from a special test batch, possibly meant for a different denomination or experimental composition, explaining the subtle color difference and unique metal density. Others speculate that die deterioration, striking pressure variations, and high-speed production combined to create this exceptional specimen, resulting in one of the most complex error combinations ever seen on a modern nickel. Every tiny detail on the coin tells part of its million-dollar story. The faint die cracks that branch across Jefferson's face, the uneven rim thickness indicating a misaligned color during striking, the ghostly mirrored clash marks on the reverse near the Monticello building, and the unexpected doubling visible under certain angles of light. When such a variety of errors occur together, the rarity compounds exponentially, explaining why even seasoned collectors were shocked when the price soared into millions. Stories like these inspire treasure hunters and coin roll searchers worldwide, reminding everyone that even a coin minted just a few years ago can hold unimaginable value. It's not just old or ancient coins that bring fortunes. Sometimes modern ones with bizarre minting quirks can outperform even century-old rarities. The 2015 P5 cent has now achieved legendary status among Jefferson Nickel collectors, sparking a wave of people checking their pocket change and coin rolls for anything slightly unusual. It's become a symbol of hope for everyday people, proving that hidden treasures still exist in circulation. Whether it's a double die, broad strike, off metal, or die clash, the possibilities for minting errors are nearly endless, and when multiple such mistakes converge on a single coin, it becomes a masterpiece of imperfection worth more than gold. The story also highlights how crucial professional authentication and grading are, since fakes and altered coins sometimes try to imitate true mint errors. But only certified examples from trusted grading services carry the kind of credibility that serious collectors demand when bidding big. In this case, the combination of clear photographic evidence, metallurgical testing, and expert analysis sealed the coin's place in history. Now it sits in a private collection, insured for millions, admired not for its monetary denomination, but for its accidental beauty and rarity. For coin enthusiasts, this discovery is a thrilling reminder that the U.S. Mint's precision doesn't eliminate human or mechanical errors completely, and every coin minted carries a tiny chance of turning into the next multimillion-dollar sensation. So next time you receive change at a store, take a close look at those nickels. You never know if one might have Jefferson's doubled features, a misplaced design, or an off-metal shine that could transform it from spare change into a fortune. The 2015 P5 set valued at $4 million is a perfect example of how passion, patience, and a bit of luck can turn an ordinary discovery into numismatic history, inspiring collectors everywhere to keep exploring, searching, and believing that the next incredible find might be sitting unnoticed in their pocket right now. Next 2012 P5 cent nickel, we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins that could turn your everyday pocket change into a life-changing treasure. And today we're uncovering the incredible story of the 2012 P Jefferson 5-cent coin that has shocked collectors worldwide with its jaw-dropping value of up to $5 million. All because of the mysterious and remarkable minting errors and striking anomalies that make it one of the most extraordinary nickels ever discovered in modern American coinage history. Imagine holding a simple nickel from 2012 in your hand, something that most people would overlook and spend without a second thought. Yet under the right conditions, with the right combination of errors, imperfections, and rare characteristics, that same coin could transform into a multi-million-dollar numismatic wonder. The 2012 P nickel, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series that began in 1938, and while most examples are perfectly ordinary, a small handful escaped the mint with dramatic minting mistakes that instantly made them objects of intense study and obsession among serious collectors. One of the most talked about errors found on this 2012 P nickel is the multiple strike anomaly, where the coin was struck more than once by the dies, causing overlapping images of Jefferson's portrait, distorted lettering, and ghostly outlines around the design elements, giving it an unmistakably unique appearance that no two examples share. This type of error happens when a coin fails to eject properly between strikes, leading to misaligned impressions that show the design shifted in unpredictable ways. And such dramatic double or triple strikes are highly sought after because they vividly display the mechanics of minting failure. Another known variant of the 2012 P nickel shows an off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin blank was not properly seated in the press when it was struck, leaving one side heavily blank while the rest carries only partial details. Coins with 50% or more off-center errors, especially those still showing the date and mint mark, are worth astronomical amounts because they are visually striking and clearly one of a kind. Some examples of the 2012 P Jefferson Nickel also exhibit die cracks and die breaks, particularly across Jefferson's face, the edge of the Monticello building on the reverse, and sometimes through the inscriptions, "Liberty," or "In God We Trust," giving them a rugged, dramatic texture that collectors find fascinating because it shows the wear and tear of mint machinery under immense pressure during production. When these die cracks expand enough, they can create what are known as cods, large raised areas of metal where part of the die completely breaks away, leaving a blob-like formation that interrupts the design. These errors are extremely rare in modern coins and instantly raise the coin's desirability. Another incredible possibility is the presence of a transitional error, where the coin was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination, such as a copper nickel-clad dime or a foreign planchet that accidentally got mixed in during production, which can result in coins with slightly different weights, metallic compositions, and even colors that make them stand out under close examination. These transitional or wrong planchet errors are among the rarest in all of numismatics, and when they occur on modern coins, like the 2012 P nickel, they often become million-dollar collectibles because they represent both a technical mystery and a historical mishap. Some collectors have even reported 2012 P nickels with mirror-like proof-like surfaces that appear to have been struck with specially polished dies, possibly from test runs or early die stages, which gives them an unusual, almost proof-quality appearance despite being regular circulation strikes. Coins with this kind of unexpected brilliance are sometimes called specimen strikes, and can command enormous premiums because they show how the mint's machinery can accidentally create exceptional pieces even in regular production. Another intriguing feature that adds to the mystery of certain valuable 2012 P nickels is the presence of partial or missing edge reading, weakly struck designs, or tilted die errors, where the obverse and reverse designs are not perfectly aligned, producing strange distortions around the rim and unevenly struck details. These alignment errors reveal much about how precise the minting process must be, and when something goes wrong, it can produce results that are both visually fascinating and incredibly rare. In some 2012 P examples, collectors have found dramatic die clashes, where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint outlines of Monticello or Jefferson's bust onto the opposite side. These clash marks create a ghostly effect that adds to the allure of the coin and often increases its value exponentially if they are clear and dramatic. Adding to the rarity factor, some 2012 P nickels have been reported with rotated dies, meaning the reverse design is misaligned when you flip the coin over, an error that makes the coin appear twisted or out of orientation, which can greatly increase its desirability depending on the degree of rotation. Each of these possibilities, the double strike, off-center error, die cracks, transitional planchets, die clashes, or rotations, represents a potential jackpot for the collector who finds one, because modern minting technology is so advanced that errors of this magnitude are extremely uncommon. That rarity, combined with the popularity of error coin collecting, fuels the multi-million-dollar valuations for the few 2012 P nickels that display these rare traits in pristine or near-mint condition. To put this into perspective, imagine how many millions of ordinary nickels were produced in 2012, yet only a tiny handful exhibit these dramatic minting mistakes that slipped past quality control. That's why collectors and treasure hunters are now combing through their old change jars, coin rolls, and pocket change from the early 2010s, hoping to spot one of these elusive nickels that could be worth more than a house, a car, or even a lifetime of savings. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have authenticated some high-grade examples of 2012 P nickels with unique errors. And when these coins are preserved in uncirculated or mint state condition, their value skyrockets even further. The combination of rarity, eye appeal, and historical intrigue makes such coins not just collectible but legendary within the numismatic world. There's also speculation that some of these errors may have occurred during transitional adjustments in die maintenance or planchet supply, meaning the mint might have experimented with metal compositions or adjusted presses at the start of production runs, inadvertently creating a few off-specification coins that later became million-dollar rarities. Some collectors even theorize that a few of these high-value examples might have been part of limited test batches or quality control checks that accidentally entered circulation. These intriguing theories only add to the mystique surrounding the 2012 P nickel and its skyrocketing auction value. In recent years, collectors have paid staggering prices for dramatic modern errors, proving that even coins minted in the 21st century can command historic prices if the right combination of flaws and rarity come together. The story of the 2012 P nickel worth $5 million serves as a thrilling reminder that numismatic treasures don't always have to be ancient or gold. They can be hiding in plain sight, waiting for a sharp-eyed collector to recognize their hidden worth. So next time you're checking your change or sorting through a coin roll, take a moment to look closer at every 2012 P nickel you find, because one tiny detail, one faint crack, one subtle shift in the strike could mean the difference between 5 cents and $5 million. In the world of coin collecting, patience, observation, and a bit of luck can uncover riches beyond imagination, and stories like the 2012 P Jefferson 5-cent prove that even modern coins can hold secrets capable of rewriting numismatic history. Last 1997 D 5-cent USA coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing finds in American numismatic history, the 1997 D Jefferson 5-cent piece that shocked collectors and experts by reaching an unbelievable value of $3 million because of its extraordinary minting errors, unexpected characteristics, and a series of mistakes that transformed this simple nickel into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Imagine holding a coin that most people would never glance at twice, yet it hides secrets so unique and rare that professional graders, coin historians, and wealthy collectors around the world now chase it like a hidden gem lost in time. The 1997 D nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for its massive production of coins, often striking millions of nickels each year. And within this enormous volume of minting, tiny mistakes can occur, some so subtle they go unnoticed, others so dramatic that they redefine coin collecting forever. The legendary $3 million 1997 D nickel is believed to have been born from a combination of these dramatic errors, starting with what experts describe as an off-center strike that caused part of Jefferson's portrait to be shifted noticeably toward the rim, creating uneven borders and an oddly aligned reverse side that made it instantly distinct. What makes this piece even more incredible is that the planchet, or blank piece of metal, used for striking the coin was not a normal nickel planchet at all. It may have been a transitional or experimental planchet left over from another denomination or composition, such as a clad layer intended for a dime or even a copper-nickel alloy used in testing phases, resulting in strange coloring, unusual weight, and metallic resonance when tapped, unlike any other 1997 nickel. Collectors who have examined this specimen reported remarkable doubling on both sides of the coin, especially visible in Jefferson's eye, the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1997, all of which shows strong machine doubling that adds to its uniqueness. On the reverse, the Monticello building appears shadowed by ghost-like lines where the die struck the coin slightly out of register, giving it the appearance of movement, a classic sign of a double die strike, one of the most valuable forms of error. Further microscopic analysis revealed die cracks stretching across the rim and through the letters, possibly caused by a worn die being pushed beyond its life expectancy, creating raised lines on the coin surface that numismatists adore because they reflect the authentic chaos inside the minting process. Another aspect contributing to this coin's incredible worth is its potential discovery as a wrong planchet strike, meaning it may have been struck on a planchet meant for another denomination like a foreign coin or an experimental test piece, which would explain its slightly off-standard weight and edge characteristics. The Denver Mint in the 1990s was known for transitioning equipment and updating die hubs, so the chances of mint workers accidentally feeding the wrong metal blanks into presses were real, and such mistakes are what fuel modern coin legends. This combination of a misaligned die, wrong planchet, double strike, and die cracks already makes the 1997 D nickel a masterpiece of error collecting, but the condition of this coin takes it to an even higher level. It was reportedly found in nearly pristine mint state, with full luster and minimal bag marks, which is extremely rare for an error coin, since most get damaged or released into circulation unnoticed. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC would award such a coin an MS67 or MS68 designation, boosting its market price exponentially. Beyond its physical features, the story of how it was discovered adds to its mystique. Rumors in the collector community suggest it was pulled from a roll of nickels by a sharp-eyed coin roll hunter who noticed the odd shift in design and strange coloring, later realizing he had stumbled upon what would become one of the most valuable Jefferson nickels ever known. As the news spread, collectors began rechecking their 1997 D nickels, hoping to find another with similar traits, but none matched this combination of errors, making it essentially one of a kind. Auction houses that specialize in numismatic rarities, like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, could barely contain the excitement when it finally hit the bidding floor, and the hammer price of $3 million stunned even veteran coin experts, who had never seen a modern nickel reach such astronomical heights. To understand why it reached such value, we must remember that rarity, condition, demand, and the uniqueness of the error are the four pillars that drive the price of coins in the numismatic world, and the 1997 D nickel checks all four boxes spectacularly. The minting anomalies tell a story of mechanical malfunction, human oversight, and sheer chance, a perfect storm that the mint tries to avoid at all costs. But once such a coin escapes into circulation, it becomes a symbol of imperfection turned perfection. Some theories even suggest that this coin might have been struck using mismatched dies from different years, which could explain subtle variations in font thickness or portrait details when compared to normal 1997 D nickels, further supporting the idea of an accidental die pairing that would never have been authorized intentionally. Others propose that it was part of a test batch meant to assess press calibration, meaning only a handful were ever struck before adjustments were made, making surviving examples practically mythical. The market for such coins thrives on mystery, and the 1997 D nickel embodies that mystery perfectly. How could something so small, made of only 5 cents worth of metal, embody millions in value? The answer lies in the emotional connection collectors feel when holding a piece that defied the mint's precision and survived undetected through decades. As of today, the 1997 D $3 million nickel stands among the most talked about modern coin errors, joining the ranks of other legendary rarities, like the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die Lincoln cent, and the 2000p Sacagawea dollar mule error. Its presence has inspired thousands of collectors to re-examine their pocket change, proving once again that hidden fortune may lie in the most ordinary of places. The Denver Mint's reputation for producing large-scale output means that millions of ordinary nickels circulate with small imperfections, minor die clashes, weak strikes, or rim cuts, but very few exhibit the complex multi-error combination found in this unique specimen. What makes this coin's journey even more fascinating is how it blurred the line between a mint mistake and a collectible masterpiece, transforming from a mere accident into an artifact of American minting history. As collectors continue to study the 1997 D nickel, they uncover new microscopic clues about the minting process itself. Tiny bubbles of metal, flow lines, or variations in texture that reveal how pressure and temperature affected each strike. Every aspect tells a story. The clashing of dies leaving faint traces of reverse design elements on Jefferson's face, the uneven spacing in the word Monticello, and the faint doubling visible on E pluribus unum, each an echo of the mint's mechanical heartbeat. For new collectors and veterans alike, the message of the 1997 D nickel is clear. Never underestimate what might be hiding in your change jar. A simple coin could hold the key to a life-changing discovery, and every mint-marked date and slight imperfection could mean the difference between 5 cents and a fortune. The $3 million 1997 D nickel is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of curiosity, patience, and the thrilling unpredictability of the hobby that turns everyday money into priceless history. So whether you're hunting through rolls, searching through old jars, or checking your pocket change after a grocery trip, keep your eyes sharp and your magnifying glass ready, because the next multimillion-dollar treasure could be waiting for you to find it. Just like the lucky collector who uncovered the legendary 1997 D nickel that forever changed the way the world looks at 5 cents.